With just shy of 100,000 North American employees, a $4.8 billion annual security operation in the U.S., and 336 local offices, the Swedish-based mega security firm Securitas is the security officer's leading job alternative to allied security. So what is it like working for the three dots? What do you need to know before you submit your application? And is there any real difference between Allied and Securitas? Or are they about as different as McDonald's and Burger King? Stay tuned. This Securitas breakdown is brought to you courtesy of the Security Officer Network. Let's face it, if you desire a career in the security industry, you probably don't want to get trapped in the big security corporations for very long. The Security Officer Network is the platform that allows you, the future security professional, to train, build an impressive online portfolio, document FEMA certifications, take your TSON classes, and impress your employers and future clients with your desire to maximize your security industry knowledge. Sign in today and get your Security Officer Network membership, the must-have tool for impressing your future security employers and clients. So, Securitas hasn't grown as fast as Allied Security, and though they hold a distant second place in terms of U.S. revenues, at about 35% of Allied's U.S. revenue, they do have offices in nearly every major metro area and are probably currently, or soon to be hiring, in your city. Securitas' big U.S. security company takeovers were back in 1999 when they acquired Pinkerton, and in 2000 when they grabbed Burn Security. Securitas' smaller size isn't necessarily a bad thing. Their slow growth may have allowed them to avoid the culture of chaos that, in the view of the network, likely grips many local Allied offices, possibly due to the rapid expansion of that company. But like Allied, the massive size of the corporation means Securitas is likely constantly hiring, and it's probably safe to say that Securitas is an on-the-spot hiring security job.
Securitas Security Services USA has about 1,500 jobs they need to fill quickly across North Texas. They say they have many sites needing their services now more than ever. David McAllister is the regional president for the company.
People need additional guards to guard facilities they didn't even know needed guarding.
When you apply for a Securitas job, you shouldn't be surprised if your application is taken online. A video or phone interview is set up straight away, and a hiring notice is sent almost immediately. But while the ease of hiring may be a relief to you, the real moment of importance probably comes later, when you find out to which site you are being assigned. That's because your rate of pay will likely depend on which site you are working at. So, until you get your site assignment, you probably won't know how much you are going to make. And this can be a real cause of frustration. When you do your interview, don't hesitate to inquire with the interviewer which sites are likely to become your workplace. It's in the interest of the interviewer not to lock this in, because they probably want the flexibility to send the new officer to the sites that are not specifically requested by other applicants. So, don't be afraid to lobby right away for the sites that fit your pay needs. In other words, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and if you don't lobby for the best site, someone else probably will. There's another reason why you want to get a jump on finding out about the site to which you are being sent. Securitas has been known to win government contracts for dangerous posts. Consider this post from one unarmed Securitas officer.
Firstly, they had me doing some incredibly dangerous things without any protection or weaponry. They had me stand in front of high-profile banks by myself and had me protect the entire building at night in really ghetto neighborhoods. They made me remove sleeping homeless people from high-profile buildings in the city who would sometimes prop up from their sleeping bags with an infected needle in hand, ready to gut me.
Here's the problem. Large city governments, reacting to political pressures, have created environments that are completely out of control. and the police in these areas are underfunded, or have their hands tied in a way that keeps them from having a chance at solving the problem. So, why even try? But now, those governments are coming under political pressure to fix the problem. So, they are tempted to go cheap by executing unarmed security contracts with big security corporations such as Securitas. This can be pretty futile, because many of those who are destroying the cities don't respect the police or the law, so they certainly aren't going to respect an unarmed Securitas officer. Consider this example from Denver. In May, the city declared its desire to add up to $24 million to 3 existing security contracts to improve services citywide, including at homeless and immigration center housing. The largest of the contracts went to Securitas at $18 million. If you followed the news, you will immediately realize the risk those companies are potentially taking on. From Venezuelan gangs to tweaked out homeless individuals. The officers will be unarmed. That's probably not going to end well. The reason for the new security spending? A high-profile shooting at one of the shelters. That's right. Leave it to the government to conclude that the best way to stop shootings is to assign more unarmed officers. Now, in the past, we've talked a good deal about the difference between job hack posts, such as where the officer mans an empty building at night, or has another easygoing site, and active duty security posts. Before you take your Securitas interview, you need to know what your goal is. Are you trying to stay chill and just make some extra money, or are you wanting to get experience and build a private security resume? If it's the latter, maybe one of the inner city posts will be acceptable to you. But don't let them post you to an unarmed assignment where it's clear that an armed officer is needed. Next, keep in mind that the Securitas uniform is a bit bizarre. It highlights the company's 3 dots logo, but it looks very European, not American. As such, it's easy to understand why security and law enforcement professionals might tend to discount those who have Securitas experience. In fact, Securitas officers are a soft target for First Amendment audits and other types of YouTubers who generate viral content based on a security guard's ignorance of the law. It's important that you understand that the Securitas uniform is like a flashing billboard that screams "Rent-A-Cop," and you could easily become a target for provocation. Don't let this happen to you. Use good judgment, know the law, and don't let a supervisor who isn't up on the law put you out in front and make you do something that will get you into trouble. In fact, prepare for this type of incident by tapping in to First Amendment Audit YouTube and analyzing the results. Watch and learn from others. Next, keep an eye out for the flex assignment. This is the officer who fills in the gaps at many different sites whenever there's an opening. For some, this may be ideal, but if you are on a set schedule, then make sure to hold your own on this point. Flex shifts can be very stressful on those who have other responsibilities in life. Also, keep in mind that because Securitas is such a big company, it's easy for there to be too much turnover and for site-specific training concepts to be overlooked. For example, Securitas was the agency with the security contract at the now infamous Surfside condo in Miami. You may remember that the condo experienced a collapse back in July of 2021. The Securitas officer reportedly called 911 about 10 minutes before the collapse, but allegedly failed to activate the building's warning system, which could have gotten more people evacuated to safety before the collapse happened. So, keep in mind that when assigned to a site, you need to have intellectual curiosity, even if it's a job hack post, and truly become the expert at your site, even if you aren't completely trained to be that expert. Now, about the pay. Don't expect that the pay will be much different than at Allied or any other large security corporation. The pay is probably going to be based on your specific site's contract with the corporation And all of these security companies are competing for the same contract while managing a profit margin of about 20%. According to recent reporting, Allied carries a profit margin of 19%, while Securitas is at 22%. This difference may be attributed to Securitas' heavy emphasis on integrated guarding, or automated security that works alongside human security and carries higher margins. So keep that in mind as well. Also, keep in mind that there are some benefits to working for a high-profile security company like Securitas. These companies can get some really great event contracts that will provide you the opportunity to earn probable overtime and have access to some fascinating venues such as the 2024 Augusta National Masters Tournament, where Securitas deployed its officers. Are you already working for Allied or Securitas? Did we get this analysis correct? What is your experience? How would you call this one for those who are just entering the industry? Let us know in the comments. If you have found this video helpful, help us spread the word by liking the video and subscribing. We are on the push to 10,000 subscribers. And, of course, if you are serious about professional private security, then join us at the Security Officer Network. The Security Officer Network membership is the professional security officer's foremost tool for leveraging future relationships with security employers and clients. Until next time, stay safe.